Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you. I'm going to get right into it. If you should need any personal reads as far as cards or numerology, as well as coaching, Reiki healing, I also do channeling sessions, not all the time because it is very consuming for me, but I can channel if there's someone you want to connect to. Energy portraits, you can see on my tags for some of my videos. You'll see an energy portrait of myself and my daughter. They have our energetic signature on them, as well as a creative expansion based on my intuitive abilities, and then a psychic message will come with it as well. And also the twin eyes merge, where if you have two pictures of you and your twin, I will merge your faces together as one, so you can see that. That's just $28. And then music, of course, my CD is Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames. It's available on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, and CD Baby. And I'm going to get right into it. My information's below. It's all twinflames3344.com and at gmail.com for my email. The sand art, I do have some sand art for you today. Real quickly, I got a baby duckling, icicles melting, cows being milked, Rudolph with a muzzle, and a vaginal birth. Episiotomy. Also layers of check marks, so lots of check marks, checking off lists, caverns and echoes, seals swimming, gliding through wreaths and reefs, seagulls diving for fish, and caves raining inside due to icicles melting. And I was getting the bat cave as the masculine's heart is melting, okay? As the old melts away, the Divine Masculine, his heart opens more. I also saw flying fish or jumping fish, jumping beans, sperm everywhere, exploding energy, and babies feeding. Peanuts and hearts expanding ×3, just like the Grinch, and drones and angels popping up looking for survivors amongst all the emotions, then disappearing like that in a flash. Oceans swell, cliffs lose sand or dirt, a little residue or residual before the spring. Birds were just then chirping outside as I said that. Someone needs their gums cleaned, definitely, their gum lines really scraped. And then someone has a cyst or something drained, might have to do with the teeth as well, or an eye tooth connection to an infection, as well as lymph nodes inflamed, microscopic particles coming up there, as well as wisdom teeth needing pulling, 2 or 3, a spaceship in the mountains, in a cavern where no one can see, all hell breaking loose, someone with one big ass wisdom tooth. And then I was also getting flipper and dolphins, so they want maybe one that's stranded, or just kind of like popping themselves up and looking at things, but there could be one stranded, as well as I'm seeing a camel at a watering well, okay, like a stop that's put out for them to stop and drink. So somebody might be riding a camel. So I'm going to get right into the Divine Masculine read. It was done today, March 9th at 9:11. All right, so some emergent calls coming in here. The 9 is of the Hermit. The Hermit is the Hermit, right? He's also a wise old man, a professional, a Virgo. It's considered the 9 is the wise one, the collective consciousness. The day adds up to 24, which is the Queen of Wands energy, which in my reads anyway come up many times representing the karmic energy. Doesn't mean that all fire signs are the karmic. I don't specifically go by the signs of the people. It has more to do with the energy and the representations of the tarot, because the wands start first in the journey. So it's wands, and then cups, and then swords, and then pentacles, which is the manifestation of your abilities. So don't take it as your sign, as an insult or anything like that. It just has to do with the energies and how I'm getting it. If it fits into your situation in a different way, then take it as it comes to you. And if it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Okay? But we do have 24, which is a 6. 6 is of love, family, and community, so it is a 24, but it's a 24. And my mother was Queen of Wands. Her soul number was literally 24. So believe me, I know this energy very well. The 4 is of stability on the inside, though, which isn't ideal for the heart. It's like how the planets have good and bad placements, not so great placements. Well, 4 isn't a great placement for the heart because it has to do with structure and stability. And you don't want that kind of responsibility and structure to be in your heart. It should be free and open and loving. And then the 2 on the outside is coming off as much softer and more agreeable, but in the inside it's just someone grasping for security. So that's why the Queen of Wands may come off the way she does. So as we get right into this, has anything came up? I did go into my inner child and the masculine inner child today, and today they were in the center, but they were both like not facing each other, but right next to each other typing. Like, so they're each doing their own work like this, but right next to each other, like typing away. So that was kind of interesting to see. Energy is tough. I'm feeling a lot of chest discomfort for heart expansion. I haven't been sleeping well the past 3 nights. Even if I go to bed late, I still end up waking up too early, so I'm having a little trouble there. Today, I didn't get much sleep last night. And then as we get into the read at 9/11, the major arcana from the Sirian Starseed deck were guidance, which is the Hierophant normally, abundance, which is normally the Empress, I'm sorry, karma, which is judgment, and indigo, which is the magician. There was 1 cup, 2 wands, 2 swords, and 2 pentacles. The court cards were the 9 of Pentacles isn't a court card, but I do see it as a person a lot of the times, and it's also about the sovereign, so it very much applies to the twin flames. So 9 of Pentacles came up, as well as the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. The numbers around the coding were, the coding was New Beginnings from the Numerology deck, as well as Adventure. These are some of them. They're along the coding line, so those are the ones that get included with the codes. So the codes and the numbers have everything to do with New Beginnings and Adventures. And the numbers were 93, 5, 98, 17, 77, and 77's been coming up a lot. And then by 2s, 3, 5, 7, 9, that sequence came up, as well as 57, 79, 79 I see is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, 78 is the end of the tarot, the 10 of Pentacles, and 79 is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. 35 came up, which is the Wounded Warrior or Mary Magdalene, and 57 is the 3 of Swords, 77 is the Sovereign, that 9 of Pentacles, and 17 of course is the Star, and then also 1222 came up. Sorry about, it's my landline, it's in the other room. It doesn't ring very often, but sorry about the interruption. The coding had to do with as God or Source, Creator, however you want to see it, is being represented as the masculine and the feminine, as the Hermit and the Empress. Okay, so the Empress obviously the feminine, and the masculine as the Hermit. It can be vice versa as well, but it's just saying as you together, you seek the I in each of yourselves in order to combat brain wars, because that energy is coming up where you start circling around in the stress, and it's just brain wars can be that 5 of Swords energy about you fighting yourself. You're at war with yourself, but it literally comes out of you because, you know, as within, so without. So then you may draw into you someone who attacks you with their words. You know, it can be very vicious. I see the Swords energy is much more vicious than the Wands, even though the Wands is physical and you could get beaten up. The Swords is more, you know, vicious. It's like harsh words or, you know, knife energy. So beware of that. You're being called to use your energies together to combat this kind of energy that comes forward. And it's in positive energies with New Beginnings and Adventure. So see it as an adventure. Curious George also comes up here for the union, for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. So the Wise One and of the Hermit and the abundance of the Empress of the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, they seek a ceasefire. Okay? Also, as God displays his power, or her power, or its power, northeast comes up again, north, and then east is where the sun rises. Coming up with the Re, which is Indian, it could be shaman energies of the masculine and feminine. You use those energies to see the bad spirits in order to clear and transmute when these brain war energies come up. So any kind of attacks, okay? Whether it's within your own head or coming in from outside of yourself. So getting right into the read, and I do have just the main deck cards coming up so I can show you them as I go. So guidance is the underlying energy, but how are these here? So the Ascension card is the world in this deck. They came up, this is the way they were showing, okay? So you have guidance, which is the Hierophant, and then ascension, which is the World card normally. But representing guidance, Hierophant, marriage, establishment, tradition, and commitment, all of these, their cycle has come to an end in a bold move or travel or a drive to express feelings and then detox to gain control again. Or it could be a Taurus or Pisces and or Cancer expressing in a heated exchange as a Taurus, Pisces, and or Capricorn or Aries wants to detox or break chains that bind to gain control back in their life. Where's the other one? I'm going to say this again because I messed up. Very confusing. So, or after wanting to detox to gain control, the Taurus, Pisces, and or Cancer energies are coming up here as expressing in heated exchange. And these signs can be the Pisces, Taurus, Cancer, but also Capricorn and Aries were coming up, wanting to detox or break chains that bind to gain control back in his life, to end the reign of the elephant, the old ways, you know, the tradition of what society says is right, to detach from marriage, commitments, and the world that's controlling his life, getting a hold of the right energies of an X and dark Akashic records, a manipulator without the correct DNA strand for magic. And he wants to be the King of Cups, the pink rose of compassion, and transform to offer a new life of contentment. Feeling like a shell of a man, a deep thought about his life as death is upon him. Either he just experienced an old man's demise, a pillar stepped right on and walked over, or expressed this himself, or knows it's coming. The priest and children watching, saying, "Oh, what a pity," but didn't do anything to stop it from happening. As the Grim Reaper rides forward, protected from head to toe, holding staff in his left hand, controlling two reins in his right. A dark timeline of X's and a gold timeline of spaces to fill. The dark reign is over as the sun comes up on the eastern horizon between the twin towers, each with their own road to the sun side by side. If he would just turn left, okay? So, and that's interesting because my inner kids came up typing right next to each other. They each had their own lane, but side by side. So it's confirming that. The pink of the rose, which is compassion, has stained his blue garment, which is all about the throat chakra, right? How he wants to present himself. Placing focus on the left knee, ankle, exposes right foot and left toes. And also a green platform, so he might be changing his work. Death of a rose, head south for a new life. Hedgerow, heathrow, horseshoe portal, natural borders, and flower-lined paths. And note that horseshoes protect horses' hoof from wear, like shoes, but they also nail them into the horse. Okay? So stuff came up about horseshoes in a minute, but I want to tell you the underlying energy signs were Leo upright, Aquarius reversed, Aries upright, Capricorn reversed, Cancer upright, Scorpio not sure which direction, Taurus was definitely upright, and so was Pisces. And that's all for the underlying energies. So then horseshoes were coming up for me to look up, and I was getting horseshoe crabs, a ferry escorted by dolphin pod in Horseshoe Bay, British Columbia. Horseshoe hotels, and is from Caesars.com, and then Omega was coming up as well around this. The Merriam Dictionary example was about Daryl and Sharon, that they enjoyed greater than 35 years, and 35 was coming up as the Wounded Warrior and Mary Magdalene, as some kind of white pines. The text isn't important, but the numbers coming up. Driving Budweiser themed golf cart, or playing horseshoes at pits, appropriately named after him, Daryl McClellan, July 7th, 2018. So here's July 7/7 coming up again. And my parents were 7 years and 7 days apart. This was July 7, 2018, at scene of home late Friday, a large brick house with a horseshoe driveway cordoned off. Investigators walking through the house and gathered in driveway where 3 vehicles were parked. Horseshoe, and then also yesterday when I was doing some cards on my own, houses being burned down or business being burned down was coming up. So if anyone knows about something like that for the masculines, let me know, because I was definitely coming up yesterday, fires yesterday. Horseshoe Apartments in Atlanta, Georgia were coming up, as well as Horseshoe Bend, Marietta, Georgia. Also nailing with 3 nails. So horseshoes were used with 3 nails to ward off evil. They would put it on the foremast of their vessels, their ships, to ward off witches and wizards. And then Omega Nebula was coming up, also called Swan Nebula or Check Mark Nebula, and check marks were coming up today. Horseshoe Nebula, they're all the same thing. It was cataloged as Messier, Messier 17, or M17, or NGC 6618, is an H, well, I don't know if it's HII or H11, but it's like H11 coming up here, the 8 and the 11, region of the constellation of Sagittarius. Discovered by Philippe Lois de Clouseau in 1745. So as we get back into the read, there's a new life offered by Taurus, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, possibly Cancer or Capricorn. The King of Wands is out and talking to the Knight of Pentacles with an offer of help for healing, forgiving, to balance out home life and protect his crown. He may need to pay for a home celebration or a wedding. Everyone at home is always begging for handouts or scraps, was coming up here. Getting screwed in a deal, or screws in right foot or ankle, shin splints, or someone noticing a horse's testicles, because maybe a kid is noticing that at a farm or something, or someone's noticing their own aging testicles, and then do your balls hang low, do they wobble to and fro, is coming up. Or someone might have received temporary screws in their legs after surgery, or a dark horse wins the race, old and slow but never gave up, crowning achievement. And then the underlying energy came up, forgiving and learning, and underneath that was free yourself for the masculine. Now remember, this is not union, this is the masculine's read. Bull exits left from thorn in his side, backside exposed in the theater of life, or mooned someone, or someone has a shiner, tried to wake someone up, sleeping beauty, perhaps with her heart on the mantle, so detached from her heart. Apple wouldn't fall far from the tree. He had to climb up to get it. Flame stuck in DNA strand, and he can't get rid of it. Thorn of a rose, too beautiful to let go of. Pick up the phone and phone home, was the guidance here. Not the family tree trunk, the home of your heart that calls. Also, apples don't fall far from the tree naturally, so if you have to climb up to get it, is this not a red flag here? The masculine's being told. Why do you, so, you know, that the falling off the tree should be natural. The masculine shouldn't have to climb up to pluck the apple off the tree. Climbing up to get an apple and stepping right over your flame that didn't even burn you. Because the flame was available on your DNA ladder, you ignored it to go after plucking an apple and taking what you deem as yours, which is the wound of ownership. Yet it's an apple amongst a whole tree of apples, easily replaced, but the whole family takes over your health and dictating what you consume. Discussions at the gate of sweets and treats and scroll work supports arrow pointing north or straight up. A bird is looking up too. So notice that the nature is looking in that direction. You should be following nature, not the gossip of the people looking at each other and pointing fingers. That's what it was showing me, okay? So the bird is looking up too, not the same direction of people gossiping. Imbalanced at home, you left out apples, but she'd rather make her own potion. She's sick of apples around her whole life. She'd rather drink something bad or be depressed and step gently on your heart in order to trigger your attention. And then right then is the second time I heard the cat that was there yesterday meowing outside the window. Twice today and once yesterday too. And I wanted to show you, here's the cat yesterday looking in my window. So there's definitely that feline energy coming in, okay? Pretty funny. You know, intruding into your space. So, right outer elbow pain and limp wrist for the masculine, working in the yard and possibly clearing counter space, scissors, coins, and magnets, horseshoes by screen door or brick wall, someone treading leaves in the house, passion fruit left outside to step on, and bowls left out that now birds drink from. Two birds with one stone. Noticing feet that don't match yours. Someone avoiding a talk using alcohol and passion and chores. Maybe a passion for food and someone's overeating to make up for whatever they're not getting. Spiritual partnership comes up here, which is number 27, the Ace of Wands. Spiritual partnership, new passion. The card beneath that was spiritual career, number 78, the Ten of Pentacles. The ultimate family life. Stewing in uncomfortable emotions of bad decisions and deliberations and possible vacillating and depressed, losing hope as Leo heads west, leaving the King of Wands reversed, angry and depressed, or with a depressed Aquarius. Or Leo stomped off in a huff, too arrogant to pay you any mind. Like, so they're mad, but they're still upright because I'm not going to pay any attention to them. Someone got stitches along their hairline, or someone might be getting hair implants for growth. Shadowing Aquarius and or Leo illegally growing grass and watering it at night, right, to stay under the radar, to possibly raise money for a boob job. So I'm definitely getting this as a karmic. The King of Wands reversed is pissed when he finds out. King of Wands could be the Leo Aquarius or another fire sign, but pissed. So there could be a separate Leo and another fire sign. It could be Sag energy or Aries. I'm tired of this marriage or commitment, ending it to start a new life, him getting the house or offering union. To teach and learn and rebalance things out in a spiritual partnership. Recently, the Page of Cups with heart opened wide offers a choice or must choose a path of freedom guided by synchronicities, authentic to his inner child. Or it could also be a parent limiting the child to 2 options as opposed to 7, right? Maybe there's been a downturn in the market, so they don't have as much money. So telling the kids they can't do all these things anymore. You have choices of 2. Or allowing a child to choose which parent they want to live with in a breakup. The foundation here is the sovereign impatient with truth, or in getting their way and giving up on love, or starting over after half-assed try to actually communicate with each other. Could be 2 kids in separation, not getting along, or not wanting to deal with a new person in their life. One may be good and the other one not, as far as the masculine and a new divine feminine, or another karmic. So Sovereign has some wisdom about this, with a Sagittarius stomping their feet until they triumph or get their way. Centrally, the energy is all about abundance, or Empress, covered in too many hands in the pot, implementing an offer of love to help with purging cycles and to patch things up with Lover Sovereign. Could be a daughter as well. So it could be Lover, Sovereign, and karmic, or the divine masculines offering love to their daughter, or divine feminine while patching things up between the daughter and the karmic mother, or the Queen of Wands and their mother. Okay, so there's definitely 3 generations coming up here, whether it's the karmic, their daughter, and her mother, or it could be the masculine's mother with his karmic and his daughter, or it could be a sister of his also coming into the play here. But 3 generations were coming up here. But either way, it doesn't have to be the divine feminine. It could be a daughter or the karmic here and the mother. Someone's not getting along and the divine masculine's trying to patch things up. There also looks like there's a younger child here trying to fix things too, who gets along with everyone, the loving, open one. But it looks like the older child is struggling. The King and Queen of Wands may be together still, but not facing each other after message of love and synchronicities are out there, or new love or youngest child trying to create peace amongst the family. Okay, but they're not facing each other. Even if they're living in the same place, they're not together. The challenge being brain wars, obsessed obsessed or war here. The Queen of Cups overworking to get message across and shine light and heal, needing to relax and balance their knowing, with an opportunity to love yourself first. Okay, which I can definitely resonate with that because I'm probably doing too much right now. Angel expressing feelings about secrets, psychic abilities, and or high priestess and self-love, spiritual love and new love, with lover, sovereign, empress, but the divine masculine is scared to approach her. The Queen of Wands stands between the sovereign divine feminine and the Knight of Wands masculine, or it could be the sovereign could be the divine feminine or a daughter, and that the Queen of Wands, the mother, is between the daughter and the divine masculine. The Queen of Wands and old man Hierophant, narcissistic marriage, or it could be someone's priest, but it's coming up as like the karmic, this is the man she owns, has walked away and keeping quiet about his feelings about high priestess or a secret or his own psychic abilities. The past being burned openly by angel, or patiently burning the past. Crowning is the Knight of Wands, hiding his flame from dysfunctional families. So anyway, this is the recent past. I wasn't changing the cards. Recent past is that Page of Wands opening up. And then the foundation is the Sovereign. This is the Nine of Pentacles. That's the foundation. The central issue was the Empress here, the abundance. The challenge, the Five of Orbs. Okay. And then now we're at the Knight of Wands, okay? Okay, they're very sexy here, Knight of Wands, with the flame. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is hiding his flame, because that was hidden behind a card. He's hiding his flame from dysfunctional family, or Viking princess, with cross on her chest. Or the Knight of Wands has psychic abilities that he's not sharing with a dysfunctional family, and the dysfunctional family could just have some issues in their family that they need to work out, or he believes it losing money. It doesn't have to be anything major. Or worried about losing money if people know who he really is. Like maybe, you know, his practice or whatever he does for a living won't, you know, not everyone may see it in a good light, so he feels like he might lose business, which is probably not true, but that's the way they see it. The Knight of Wands is awake and out of here after overworking to get things done and triumphing over everyone who gets in his way. He will cut them down as the King of Wands reversed. Or he took down the King of Wands reversed, Leo, who is now pissed or now an enemy of his. The Knight of Wands with deep connection to the High Priestess, who may be losing a lot of money or dealing with expensive family issues. The Knight of Wands in downturn, also delaying new start. The wounded warrior guarded to his twin, desperately wanting to express in writing his fantasies of love with her in the 5D, and that was at 11:11. The Emperor always feels her at his back, allowing him some of her light, like she's always there beside him and transmuting the past. Okay, so this is the masculine saying this. Reflecting, this is still the masculine talking, reflecting red velvet here, and the scarlet letter was coming up, right? Right, so someone who cheated in their relationship. And by the way, red velvet was traditionally chocolate cake, not vanilla cake, and it was made with cocoa from the Victorian era, and then also beets came up from World War II, was used for the coloring, but also for the juiciness of the beets. And also a group named Red Velvet came up from South Korea. It's a girl band. August 1st, 2014, their single came out, Happiness. So, King of Cups, fantasy new love with cherry on top. But Leo is strong-arming and jealous of fantasy rescue and reunion. Soon for the masculine is Karma, the judgment card, looking back or going back to marriage for judgment, or Empress knowing about the Queen of Cups, High Priestess, or one with notoriety, or could be an Aquarius and or a Sagittarius angel. Romantic tie with Queen of Cups, wounded warrior, new love, angel. The Empress, karmic, or mother, not happy about it. As karma plays out, the Empress is used to controlling the situation and now left out. So, you know, that doesn't make for a happy Empress. Or the Queen of Cups is the Viking princess who tossed out the divine masculine, and the Empress is the new love of the King of Cups with romantic ties to both of them, one in need of rescue and another who wants to rescue him, or at least be loving and nurturing and listen to his story. Or the Queen of Cups and Empress could be the same person. Could be two different empresses here as well. Maybe a mother and a mother-in-law, or a boss, but one is dark. And the Emperor is the father sitting between the 5D and the King of Cups Divine Masculine. So it could be his father sitting between him and his Divine Feminine. So it could be his father or Leo's father coming up here. And a lot of Taurus energy on the Judgment card or the Karma card. But they're both upright, so they feel like they're justified. They feel righteous. It's the marriage, the pillar of society. The Divine Masculine is present and open. And the numbers 13 and 23 came up here, which is the Death card and the King of Wands, which is very prevalent in the read today. And the energies today is the Queen of Wands, so it's definitely about that karmic relationship. So the Divine Masculine is present and open, rushing in with truth he feels defensive to. Energized by kids, but Leo is a drain and a pain, or he is weak with the kids, and they get whatever they want. Or he's totally exposed now, but feeling weak. Getting to know each other came up for the masculine, as well as stay optimistic about your love life and attraction. Around the Divine Masculine, or how he's seen, is risk, or liar, cheat, or thief. Downloads coming in, but not passed on. Someone may have blocked messages from getting to the Divine Masculine by phone, email, or internet. Someone may be released from prison, whether it's mental or real. The King of Pentacles is doing the right thing. He's stable and more. He's upright. Sovereign daughter, karmic, or Divine Feminine may be insincere and thus manipulative. A bunch of hot air, or so someone might see them that way. A golf ball, baseball, or hockey puck may have struck someone too, bursting their bubble to come down to 3D reality, severing ties financially with child or karmic. The Divine Masculine may have been dealing with 3 generations of women, from karmic or his mother, or karmic sister and child. Looks like a scam by a daughter or employee stealing, causing imbalances. Someone may have an alcohol problem. The Divine Masculine now aware of any theft that was going on. And then right as I'm talking about a scam or a theft, I get a solicitation from the Police Chief Association, right, trying to get money, and they've called, like, I can't tell you in the past 2 to 3 weeks how many of those solicitation calls. There's once in a while we get them, and all of a sudden it's like I'm a target for these scam calls that always come up as scam. But today it was the Police Chief Association calling at 11:44, no less. So the masculines need to clear blocks of indigo energies, so it could be children or his own indigo energy, which is very rebellious, and the magician manipulations, gossip and coming together in the aftermath of conflict when weak to inspire you. So it may be a false, inspiration. They're saying they're inspiring you, but really they're doing something to manipulate you into doing what they want you to do. So it's a supposed inspiration. New beginnings here, adventure. And I want to take that back to my phone call, because when the solicitors call you, they manipulate you to get you to suck you in, right? So the first thing they say is, "Hi, how are you?" And they really don't give a crap how you are. They just want your money. So know this and don't feed into the manipulation, okay? So the cards that came up are new beginnings, adventure, but even more so here, love, individuality, and personal growth, and completion for the Divine Masculine. Longing for the past and his twin. Lobster's pearl at night. The Queen of Pentacles has stayed strong in the midst of sudden events, jealousies, strong-arming, ego, rescue efforts, and reunion. An Empress who is vengeful. Queen of Pentacles recovering from the King of Swords reversed, who wasn't in his truth, or lying or withholding the truth, or harsh words that he may have said about her. Or dealing with men in general, the Queen of Pentacles, trying to manipulate or scam her, just like the phone call I had just gotten. Also gossip and jealousies, partiers and drunks. And her money pissing away during this journey. Continues to take steps of ascension with him. And this is the masculine recognizing all of that the feminine has gone through. Walking away from Leo or ego, or a Leo, Cancer, or Scorpio energies coming up here, to sudden self-love, spiritual love, and new love. Or sudden reunion of mother and daughter, or karmic and divine feminine, or karmic mother and divine feminine, or sister and mother. All right, so there's sudden reunion here. So actually a karmic could come forward to divine feminine, or it could be within the family, all right, between daughters and mothers and aunts or whatever it is. Leo could suddenly leave the situation with a sudden love offer. The Queen of Swords talking about emotional fulfillment, and the King of Cups is emotionally detached, manipulative, or over-emotional in the energies of death and or transformation. And then a car raced north really fast, all right? And that was at 11:59, which is like the 11th hour. It's the minute before the hour. The Hermit sheds light on the end of a cycle of illusion, no real happiness now left behind after someone stepped on and over someone else to be the next in line. So someone definitely could have died, or they were forced to step down. Commitments completed now, sovereign and present to risks and thieves, or den of thieves, which is coming up around the Garden of Gethsemane, right? And message of love and abundance. The challenge being for the masculine, thoughts and brain wars with karmics and children and siblings and parents. The Knight of Wands and Queen of Pentacles taking steps to heaven, to the light, heaven sent. Marriage, kids, and wife and or mother pissing him off, present to reaping karma, judgment, and risk of being indigo, with Queen of Pentacles ascending. Right? He's very aware of the risk that he could be taking in being that person to everyone in his world. Hierophant, Empress, and Magician. These are all the people coming up in this read. There are a lot of people here. Hierophant, Empress, Magician, Page of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Queen of Pentacles. Knight of Wands was very prevalent in the read as a minor card. And reversed. Okay? In the more past, he was upright, but more recently, he just went reversed and got pissed off. Also, the Queen of Wands is very prevalent, as well as the Queen of Cups. The signs that came up in the read, all 12 were represented. More minorly were Capricorn upright and Cancer upright, but more on a minor scale. The more major 10 were Aries reversed, Leo reversed. Fire was all reversed energies. Scorpio was up and down, so it could be 2 or 1 with both energies. Taurus upright, Leo up and down, but I was getting more Leo kids were the upright, and the Leo adults were more reversed. Aquarium both upright and reversed. Pisces upright, Libra reversed. Gemini, not sure which direction, but they were present. The Lovers was definitely there. And then Virgo was upright. Okay? So that's everything for you guys. I don't want to make it too long because it is the masculine read. I'll come back and do some oracle cards with the feminine, okay? So I do want to show you the last of the cards. We had, this is the Judgment card that was in the near future. Okay, and then this is how the Divine Masculine is seeing himself, right? Open-hearted and present. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot of fire, red energy there. Red velvet. Okay, then we have this as around him. So it could be just risk, but it could be nasty energies too, of people trying to steal and scam him. This is the challenge, or not the challenge, but what he needs to let go of, the blocks he needs to clear is the indigo child, which could be his inner child, his magician. And then this is the outcome card, or just the solution to the problem, is the Queen of Pentacles here, the Sage of Crystals, and then the after the read card is the Seven of Chalices, right? Stairways to Heaven. I'm going to show you, and I want to show you the sun, the picture of the sun I took this morning, because it was really cool. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but let's see if I can get it in there, because the colors were really beautiful. And then we have, let's see here. Won't move. Okay, so this is the basic read, and then this is the full read for you guys. Okay, so drink your water, be good to yourselves, get some exercise, and stretch. Rise and be loved, guys. Bye.